Hey guys, hello. I know it's been forever since I've been live. I had to recover from filming. Now that you guys know the name of the show, you know what I've been doing for the last 4 or 5 months. Now I can actually share and talk, right? Because I was like sworn to secrecy. Couldn't even say marry me anything. Hello everyone. Hello, Brittany. Hi, baby. Hey, guys. Hello. I know you're going to be seeing more of me. I'm done filming. Yay. Right? I am so excited. Thank you. Legend is the elder. Thank you, sweetheart. Nikki Nishana says, rest queen, listen. Kevin says, Becky, is the trailer on YouTube? Yes, it's on YouTube. It's on my YouTube channel. So you can share it or see it from over there. Sorry, I'm hitting my little tripod. I've lost weight. I have lost a little weight, baby. Thank you. I just got my hair done by Danielle. I tagged her on my stories. Hello. Yes, she did a fabulous job. It's looking so fabulous. Thank you. Okay, so I'm coming on today because I wanted to talk about something really quickly. Nicole, thank you, baby. Thank you. Thank you, guys. You're so sweet. You look amazing. Thank you. I got some rest. I mean, I really got some rest, guys. I was exhausted. I was so exhausted from the show, from filming the show. Those of you who are empaths like me, who are energy healers, empaths. Guys, listen, I was exhausted. When I say, you saw that post I made where I said I have to take a break from peopling for a while. I'm not used to being around people, like lots of people, 13, 14-hour filming days. It was long days, lots of, just being around people. And I'm usually just not used to being around people as much. Hi, Samir. And so, yeah, I had to really recoup. I'm just really now, I thought about 2 weeks in that I was feeling 100%, but I'm really just now getting back to 100%, like real talk. It's just now getting back to 100%. It's taken about 3 weeks to be done for me to get back. So today's topic, top 5 reasons he hasn't popped the question, even if he loves you. Top 5 reasons he hasn't popped the question if he loves you. Top 5 reasons he hasn't proposed, asked you to marry him, even if he loves you. Okay. So number 1, ladies, this video is obviously for you. If he hasn't popped the question and he loves you, right? Guess what? One of my number 1 reasons for that is you haven't required it. You haven't required it. The number 1 reasons, if you're not married and you want to be married and you love someone and he loves you, is that you haven't required marriage. Maybe you went into the relationship and you just didn't even really know if you might want to be married. Maybe you don't want to be married. Maybe it wasn't a priority when you first started dating him. Maybe you've never had those types of discussions. Maybe you have found yourself kind of growing into the idea of wanting to be married. And now as you're really realizing you do want to be married, or maybe you just want to be married to him, but you never really saw yourself getting there. Or better yet, you have just never really expressed exactly how you feel about marriage to begin with. And you have definitely, because you haven't even talked about it, you definitely haven't required it. So he's got this wonderful relationship. He loves you. You guys are in it. You guys are having a great time. You have a great relationship. But he feels no pressure whatsoever to pop the question because you haven't even brought it up. You haven't even discussed it. You haven't even let him know, listen, I want to be married. I'm not going to be dating you forever and ever and years and not get married. This is a requirement. I want to be married. And if you want me, then eventually you're going to have to pop the question and we have to get married because that's the only way. Miss Tanika says, how do you require it? Just like I just said. Look, I'm letting you know right now, I do not want to be a girlfriend forever. I do want to be a wife. I want to get married. I want to have children. How do you feel about that? Are you on the same page? These are discussions, conversations that you cannot afford to shy away from. You can't afford to just be waiting to figure out if and when he's going to propose. You need to be having conversations. This needs to be going on while you're dating. This needs to be going on while you guys are having such a good time and getting to know each other. Then you go into a committed relationship. Hey, FYI, I want to be married. I'm not just going to be dating out here willy-nilly. And that's just how you say it. You express to him that you believe in marriage. You want to be married. You want to have children. And that this is something that you are going to require in a relationship as a relationship progresses. And if you see him as a potential husband, this is something that's going to be in your timeline of expectations of what you want. Don't assume that he's on the same page. Don't assume. Don't take it for granted, acting as if, well, of course I want to be married. No. If a man is not talking to you about marriage and future plans, if a man isn't feeling you out, right? If you guys are not having conversations about a common future, how you want to live, where you want to live, what do you want to do in 5 years? What kind of life do you want to have together? What are you planning in your partnership, family? If you're not having those kind of discussions, guess what? It's not happening. People talk about what they're thinking about. Okay? And if you're unsure where you stand and you feel like you're not exactly knowing if you guys are on the same page, then you're not. And it's up to you to initiate those conversations in order for you to know exactly where someone stands and what they think. So these are my top 5 reasons why he hasn't popped the question. Even if he loves you, you don't require it. Nowadays, do not assume that a man just wants to be married. Right? Don't assume that just because you've been dating 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, that this is headed towards marriage. Not everybody wants to be married anymore. A man could be so in love with you and even think you're the one, but here's my next reasons for why he could be not popping the question. History of marriage in someone's family. Is there a culture of marriage in someone's family? Is there a history where his mom and dad married? Are his siblings married? Are his friends married? Is he been around people that have been role models for what marriage looks like, and that you're supposed to get married and build a family? That you're supposed, in order to build legacy. If he does not have a strong culture that supports believing in marriage, culture, family culture. If his mom and dad were never married, if his siblings aren't married, if his auntie, uncle, there's not anybody, there's hardly anybody you can even identify in his family that are married. His friends aren't married. Then guess what? Marriage is not normal to him. Marriage is not part of his culture. It's not part of his wheelhouse. It's not part of his narrative. It's not part of his story. It's not. So in other words, what does that mean? The people influencing him, he hasn't had people who believe strongly in marriage influencing how he approaches life and how he approaches relationships. This is really key. Because if there is not examples, right? Tiffany says, could he be hesitant because of a history of family divorces? Most definitely, Tiffany. If he has got people close to him that he has had a front row seat to disastrous divorces, Divorces where he saw men lose everything. Divorces where there's contention and they still don't get along, right? Divorces where he's like, oh my God, that is a nightmare. I never want that to happen. It's like PTSD by observation, right? Like, oh my God, whew, you got to really be careful. That's a nightmare. I watched my uncle go through it. I watched my dad go through it. I watched my mom go through it, right? 3, another reason why he may not be popping the question, even if he loves you dearly. Why? Trauma, childhood trauma, commitment issues, unresolved trauma and pain, emotional issues, mental health issues directly connected with key parental or role model people in his life. What am I talking about? You want me to make it real? Child abuse, right? Child abuse. He was abused as a child. He's got a complicated relationship with his mother. He's got a complicated relationship with his father. He was verbally abused, physically abused, sexual abuse. Any type of abuse can cause a man to have commitment issues, emotional issues. This happens really often with men. They don't talk about it. You could be with a man for years and not even know what happened to him when he was a kid. There's signs to it though. These are the men that have difficulty expressing their emotions, have difficulty communicating, have difficulty navigating tough conversations and complicated emotions. They have difficulty expressing themselves. They're unsure. They're scared. He's scared. He may love you, but he's got issues. Issues, right? To why he's like gun shy. He has a difficult time even talking about real issues in a relationship. Stop thinking that one day he's going to just pop up and pop the question and ask you to marry him. You can't even get him to engage in conversations about marriage or conversations about feelings or conversations about issues. You guys, you can't even get him to engage in mature conversations and communication about real issues. Don't think he's just going to be up when one day pop the question. He can't even address heavy things. He can't deal. There's some stunted growth. There's some immaturity. There's issues there that he can't deal with. He can't step up. Right? Top 5 reasons that he may not be pop the question even if he loves you. Toxic mothers. Toxic mothers. Umbrella, what do they call it? Parachute moms. Mothers that are so involved in their sons' lives. Mama's boys. He's a mama's boy. He's already got a significant woman in his life. It's his mama. He ain't popping the question and marrying you because he don't need a wife. He already got this woman he depends on. He's already got this woman that literally, so you're there in a relationship for sex, but yet he talking on the phone with his mama every day. Every decision he's got to make, he's talking to his mama. Every trouble, any problem he gets in, he's running to his mama. There is no room for a wife. He don't need a wife. And guess what? In these very, very That's right, enabling, Brittany. In these mother-son relationships where there's a lot of enabling. There's a lot of codependency. You see this a lot with single mothers. You see this a lot with mothers even when they're not single and they're married, but there's this over-attachment to their sons because they have unresolved issues, emotional issues and mental issues. The mothers, they're overly attached. They're not living their own life. They're overly attached to their sons. So guess what? They're controlling. They're controlling. They don't like you. The mamas half the time ain't gonna like the girlfriend. 99% of the time, nobody's good enough for her baby. Nobody's good enough. She's over there telling him not to marry you. She don't like you like that. Especially if you got a backbone. Especially if she feels like she's competing with you. Especially if she feels like you're trying to change him. You're trying to take my baby away from me. Nyrene, now why you even ask me that question? A guy like I like still lives at home and he's almost 42. Is this a concern? Now, Nyrene, how long you been talking to Auntie Rebecca? How long you been talking to Aunt Becky? How long you been listening to me? When am I going to answer that question? A guy I like still lives at home and he's almost 42. That makes it sound like he been there. It ain't no just a moment of financial situation he's figuring out through the pandemic. He been living at home. This ain't no just, a little blip in some things going on. Listen, everybody goes through stuff. There's moments where you're going to have to get it together and things happen, life happens. But if he's somebody who's been living at home, 42 years old, okay, come on now. Mama's boys. He already got a significant other. It's his mama, right? These are my top 5 reasons that he hasn't popped the question. But he loves you. Or could love you. Top 5 reasons. All right. So number 1 was what? Number 1, I said you haven't required marriage, so he's enjoying all the benefits of a girlfriend without and getting everything he's getting out of you, but he don't have to marry you because marriage isn't even on his radar because you don't require it. He knows that you're not going anywhere. You don't require marriage in order for that relationship to keep going, so he keep getting all the benefits, right? 2, what did I say 2 was, guys? Look, I just come off the top of my head with this stuff. I don't write anything down. So what I say was 2. 2 was he's got emotional issues, right? He's got emotional issues. He's got trauma. He's got stuff going on that's unresolved. He's got stuff that causes him to not commit, right? 3 was, what did I say 3 was, guys? I'm going to have to go back and remember everything I put in. What did I say 3 was? Is it okay to ask a man to give him a makeover? Met a really good man, but he's not attractive. Heck yeah. That's what wives do. Heck yeah, Chesney Moon. That's what we do. Good women, wives, we upgrade men. We take our man and make him even better. That's what wives do. Heck yeah. Okay, so I'm trying to go over my points, guys, and I'm trying to remember. I'm getting old. I can't even remember what I was saying, y'all. Okay, so I said mama's boys, emotional issues, you haven't required it, right? Oh, and no history of marriage. His no family, no culture around marriage in his family, right? I think that was 2. Mama's boys was 4. Okay? 5. And this is just real talk. He doesn't love you like that. 3 was trauma. Thank you. 3 was trauma. He doesn't love you. You may think he loves you. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it all the way real with you. Some men are just dating you and getting the benefits of you, but he doesn't love you like that. If it's not those other 4 things, okay? If it's not the other 4 things, and he's you check the boxes. You're like, Rebecca, no, you don't have no trauma. No, you don't have a toxic, crazy mom. He's not a mama's boy. No, I've made it known that marriage is a requirement. I've made it very plain that I want to be married, and he still ain't doing it. We talk about these things, and he still ain't done nothing. And baby doll, what's that movie? He's just not into you like that. He just doesn't see you that way. And I'm not saying, these are my top 5 reasons. My top 5 reasons. Okay? There's other reasons, but these are my top 5 reasons. At the end of the day, if you let people, they will waste your time. They will waste your time if you let them. You could be thinking this is going somewhere and it ain't going nowhere. When do you suggest having the real marriage conversation, Tiffany? So guys, listen, I tell people all the time, my very first conversation with Carrie, the first day we met on the phone, the first time we talked on the phone, I told him point blank, I said, listen, and guys, I have a way of saying things very nice. I'm not like antagonistic or confrontational. I just said to him, well, listen, I'll just let you know right now that the stage I'm at in life, I'm divorced. I do want to be married again. I am wanting to be married again. I am not looking for friends. I got enough friends. I said, I'm dating with purpose. I am wanting to meet my life partner. I'm just letting you know that right now, that's where I'm at. I'm not saying that that's you. I just met you. I don't know that that's you, right? I'm just letting you know where I'm at in life so that if you're in a different stage of life where, you're just wanting to kick it and you just want to be friends and be cool, or you looking for something casual, that's just not me. And that's fine. And I said it, I said it just like how, excuse me, I said it just like I was saying to you guys, just like that. It wasn't mean. It wasn't like I'm just telling him off or nothing. I just was informing him of where I was at in life. Kirby Tage, you look stunning, Auntie. I can't focus on what you're saying. I'm catching by you. Thank you, sweetheart. Right? Thank you, baby. Girl, type this up for me. That's what I said to him in our first phone call. I had finally reached a point of being single long enough where I was just tired of dating. I was tired, I'd been married before and I dated and was single, and that's fine. But I was like, I'm ready to be settled down. I'm ready to build my life with someone, right? Because I feel like you can practically say anything you want, guys. It's how you say it. And I was just letting him know where I was at in life. The stage of life I was in, right? And he later told me that because I said that in that very first conversation, he said he knew that there was a time limit on how much time he had to just date me. Carrie gave me that feedback later on. He said, I knew I didn't really have more than like a year to date you before I was going to have to propose, or you were going to keep it moving. So if I wanted you, I was going to probably need to be proposing in about a year, because you weren't going to be sticking around. You were not going to stick around if I wasn't getting serious within about a year. That's what Carrie told me. So I'm telling you, just like I said it to him. Hey, Jakaya. Hey, sweetheart. Oh, I saw Morgan. Hey, honey. Right? Okay, Renogu says, I love that approach, but do you think there's a risk that a man will pretend for as long as he can that he wants the same if you come out with that straight away? So guys, one of the things I've evaluated and I've thought about this past year is like when I give advice, I know I'm giving advice from my perspective because of who I am and how I operate. Do I believe that all of you have the same level of emotional intelligence, dating IQ, right? Discernment, the level of emotional balance and peace to pay attention and feel and recognize the signs when somebody's playing you or lying or misleading you. No, I know that all of you don't have that the same way I have that. But I have to tell you how I operate so you can understand how I got the results that I've gotten in life. So all I'm doing is giving you guys the formulas that I've used to get to where I want to be in life. Now, Does that exactly mean? So back to your question. I'm going to come back to you, baby. Do you think there's a risk that a man will pretend for as long as he can that he wants the same if you come out with that right straight away? But here's the thing, Renoble, people can't pretend forever. And it's not like when you are dating someone that you should be rushing along anyway. You need to be taking your time getting to know them. He's not going to be able to fake the funk for extended periods of time as you're getting to know him if that's not who he really is. And the biggest thing is when you're dating is to be asking questions, getting to know them. Listen, most men are not slick enough to answer the same question 10 different ways. Oh, so I was just talking to my hairstylist who just did my hair this morning. We were talking about men. And I was telling her that really, really, really good men who are going to make the best husbands and fathers have a track record of being like a one-woman man. Guess how? And she's like, well, how do you know if they're a one-woman man? They're a one-woman man by their history. Guess what one-woman man look like? A one-woman man typically has a history of being in longer relationships, even if he hasn't been married. He's got relationships, because men who are focused on other things versus chasing skirts, they find somebody and they try to make it work with that person because they don't want to be in the streets. They hate dating. They hate it. They just want one special person, and that's just like they checking that box in their life, like they're happy with this one person. And so they have a history of actually being in relationships. This is why we talk about it as you're getting older, ladies, and as men are getting older, it gets trickier and trickier, because what happens is the men who tend to be the marrying type, one-woman man, guess what? They're snatched up. They're off the market because they want to settle down. Women found them in their late 20s and 30s, and they snatched them up. They're married. Right? Luscious Lips says that he can attach emotionally and sexually to only one woman at a time. They only want one woman. They don't want a bunch of different women. Right? They don't want to be chasing skirts. They're about their money. They're about their business. They're about their mama. They're about taking care of their family. They're about building legacy. They're about building businesses. They're about getting promotions at work. They're about education. They got goals. They got stuff they're working on. Right? They ain't got time to be out here chasing women. That doesn't put money in the bank. Right? So back to the original question. Let it be known. Or is it going to run off some men that if you let them know, look, I'm expecting God to present, my husband, my potential husband anytime now. LaShonda, can you talk about a man that's been married twice? Will a third marriage work? I mean, if he's a good man, he could have married the wrong people. This is my third marriage. I've been very open and honest about that. Carrie and I are both divorcees, guys. Listen, there is no cookie cutter answers to everything, guys. A man could be married twice, like me and Carrie. I got married when I was like 18. And got married again at like 21, then stayed in that marriage for 10 years and got divorced, got married, because everybody's details are different. There's so many variables to this. Carrie and I were both married really, really young. How many people you know right now who got married at 18 and 20 who are still married? We didn't know what we were doing. We were kids. So the details matter, LaShonda. Right? The kind of man he is. I didn't care that Carrie had been married before. As I got to know him, I was like, oh, snap. You are a good man. You just ain't been with the right woman. I'm your Huckleberry, right? I got you, boo. Oh, you ain't going nowhere. So what that these other women didn't recognize? So what that these other women didn't appreciate it? So what? Look, I ain't mad at you, boo. I'm so glad you let him go. Thank you. Thank you for not appreciating my blessing. Somebody's trash is somebody else's treasure, right? Thank you very much. My first date with Carrie Pope. Very first date. I was a matchmaker. Very first date. I was a single matchmaker. Tell me God can't do it. Right? I was a single matchmaker. I went on my first date with him and I was like, oh snap. I said, he ain't going nowhere. That man did not know it, but he got snatched up. It don't take all day to recognize sunshine. It do not take all day. We had that first phone call on a Tuesday and I'm like, look, I'm just letting you know right now where I'm at in life. If this works out, I ain't about to be dating you forever. I'm ready to get married and build a life with someone. I'm just a straight shooter. I'm just letting you know who I am, where I'm at. I'm an open book. That's just me. That's how I am. We had that conversation on a Tuesday. We went on our first date that Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 3 days later, went on our first date. Dated, got engaged in like 12 months, and were married in 16 months. Married 16 months later. And I have no regrets. Love him to pieces. He is a wonderful man. Wonderful. So just because somebody else didn't recognize it, just because somebody else let him go, honey, look, mwah, mwah. Carrie's exes, all y'all exes, stalking my page, all y'all exes, mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you so much, boo. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for letting it go. If you knew you couldn't love him right, you let him go. Thank you. Ooh, honey, that'll preach, right? If you knew you couldn't do right by him and you let him go, or you didn't think he was good enough for you, or you didn't think whatever. I don't care. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will run around my office 3 times. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Freed him up to let somebody else love him the way he deserves to be loved. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, we were both hurting. Yes, we've been divorced. Yes, there was work involved. When somebody's already been in these relationships, and as people get older, is a good man gonna come with a little baggage? Is a good man gonna come needing some therapy? Yep. Is a good women too. Good people get hurt the most. Good people get hurt. I looked at him. I saw that there was some damage. I saw that he would have been through some things. I saw that somebody had hurt him really bad. I don't care. That is fixable. You can heal that. As long as I saw that he was willing to work on that, he was willing to go to therapy, he was willing to work on himself, he was willing to read books, willing to work on doing better, willing to heal up his heart so he didn't take it out on me for what the women before me did, I'm good. You got to take the good with the bad, but that doesn't mean you don't work on it. Work on it. I will use that line when I see mine. Baby mama, thank you, girl. You did good letting him go. Listen, okay? Y'all think I'm playing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. They have to be willing to do the work. Should I change my big heart to a cold heart? Madamouche says, no, ma'am. You just have to learn boundaries, and you have to learn to move slow, and you have to stop looking at people as if people aren't going to hurt you. Don't be out here a whole grown-ass woman being naive. Everybody out here don't have your best interest at heart. Everybody out here don't have a big heart like you. And you got to recognize that and accept it. I was talking about the top 5. Nias 55682 has, hey, beautiful auntie, what is this live about? It was about top 5 reasons he hasn't popped the question, even if he loves you. Those are my top 5 reasons. I already went over it. Anyway, I love you guys. Only One Those Days says, thank you for your vulnerability. You're welcome. Listen, guys. Listen, no matter what, relationships take work. And one of the number 1 indicators for a couple being able to make it work and create a really healthy and happy relationship is both of you being willing to do the work. Do you think it's strange for a 28-year-old man to never have been in a relationship despite consistently dating for 5 years? 28 is pretty young, sweetie. It just depends on what he's been doing with that time. My oldest son will be 28 next month, and he's in a relationship, and they're actually expecting their first child, and this is his first really serious relationship. I mean, he had a couple little relationships, like a little girlfriend in high school, a little girlfriend in college, but I mean, this was his first really serious relationship, and I think he'll marry her, and they're having a baby. I have a grandbaby coming, Olivia, and you know, my son is very focused on his goals. He bought a house before he got in this relationship. He started businesses before he got in a serious relationship. I mean, it just depends on the man, sweetheart. You have to be able to take a look at all of the different details of a person's life to understand why they're at where they're at. Like I say, you have to really take a look. I can't give you an answer for that without knowing the details of his life. I think you've got some really focused, hardworking, goal-oriented young men who just don't make women or relationships a top priority in their 20s. They're trying to get to their money. They're building businesses. They're getting their education. They're going up the corporate ladder. There's lots of reasons why I could think why a young man would not be so focused on trying to have a girlfriend or have a relationship. My son told me that this serious relationship he has where he's in love with his girlfriend and now they're having a baby, he told me it took him by surprise. That he was like really not planning on being in anything serious probably until his mid-30s because he just wanted to focus on building his businesses and money and everything else and all his goals because he's very driven. So it just depends on the man. My boyfriend said he will leave me if I don't become more ambitious since he wants more in life. What should I do? Well, sweetheart, without knowing you, Naya, honey, you are who you are. A man can be with you because you're pretty and sweet and cute and just want to have babies. And you don't have to be bringing a whole bunch of anything to the table. Besides being a sweet, wonderful woman that wants to be a good woman to him and a good wife and have children, that hasn't changed for men, guys. Do some men want partners, right? Do some men want business partners and all of that in a woman? Yes. Do some men want really ambitious women? Yes. But do all men want that? No. You can meet so many men who don't want that. They're like, no, leave the money to me. I'll make the money. I don't want you killing yourself out here, I don't want to compete with my woman. I want my woman to be taken care of. I want my woman to focus on the house, focus on the family. Can she, work a little something, do whatever? Men with money don't care about no woman's money. I'm just talking real talk. A man with money, he ain't even caring about your money. Last thing on his mind. That does not impress a man. So baby, like if he feels like you're not ambitious enough or he's making you feel like you're not enough, maybe you two just aren't compatible. Everyone's not born ambitious. And in these social media streets, everybody trying to be rich, everybody trying to be a millionaire, everybody trying to be famous, everybody trying to be everything. It's like, where's all the normal people at? How about just can we make it goals for there to be families who just work hard and keep a roof over the... guys, this stuff on social media has just made things so ridiculous and just, it's not real. It's just not real. And I think you got a lot of people out here trying to kill themselves, trying to have all this stuff that people see up here on social media and have them faking it. He said he doesn't care if he makes more money than me. He just wants me to prove that I can do something. Okay, well, are you working? Are you going to school? I don't know. Maybe you're not doing anything. I don't know. Are you just chilling? Are you just in the house all day? Right? I don't know. I don't know what you're doing, sweetheart. So I don't know if what he's requiring of you is asking too much, or maybe you're lazy. I don't know. Maybe you're lazy, baby. If you're lazy, you probably have to get off your butt anyway. I can't say your name. Luzolofakanga. Too many modern, not all women, want to lead and control the relationship, but not have any of the accountability. Oh, I say this all the time. It goes back and forth. Men and women, modern men and women, want all the benefits of traditional stuff without any of the accountability. A lot of modern men want traditional women, but they don't want to be the breadwinner. They don't want to pay all the bills. And that's what traditional relationships look like. I'm working, but he wants me to do more in life instead of like work 2 jobs or go to school. We are in our early 20s. Oh, sweetheart, you are so young. You're so young. So in your early 20s, you're figuring it out. You're figuring it out. Whatever, you know, while you're figuring it out, are you going to be meeting the needs of this boyfriend or expectations? I say you need to be figuring out yourself and learning who you are, finding out, you know, everything that you want to be doing and what you want to be about. And if that doesn't meet his expectations, deuces, right? Deuces. Who cares? You guys are babies. You guys are young. Anyway, I gotta go. I love you guys. Blessings in abundance. You're gonna see more of me. Yes, somebody asked me about my books. Yes, my publicist is working on my publishing company and all this stuff I've got coming out for the new books. So yeah, everything's coming. You be ready to buy them. Thank you so much, baby, for all your support. But you'll see more videos from me. I'm back to work. I've got to get ready for summer certifications coming. We have a brand new ALPCC program coming for summer for those of you who want to be certified life coaches. We have a brand new program coming for those of you who want to learn through myself and the Abundant Life Path University to be certified Abundant Life Coach. We have that coming. All right, so make sure you stay tuned to my emails and everything I have posting of everything that's new coming out. Lots of new courses and new stuff. All right, bye guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.